Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Fox 40 special presentation. Our countdown to opening day, the A's in Sacramento. Since the team actually begins its season on the road this year, technically opening day is March 27th in Seattle. But 4 days later, on March 31st, the A's will play their first game at Sutter Health Park, their home opener against the Cubs. That's when Major League Baseball arrives in West Sacramento.
Just the things we've heard coming from Sacramento. We know that the city's excited. We're looking forward to playing in front of the fans. And, you know, it'll be an adjustment, but we're really prepared to take it and excited for the season.
Obviously, it's something new. It's exciting. I think the city's pretty pumped up for us to be there. I think they're excited about it. I think the season tickets have already sold out for the season. I think, you know, as a whole, we're excited about it and excited to play in front of those fans.
If you've been in this game long enough, which a lot of my staff and myself have, you refer to a home as somewhere, not necessarily as a structure, but where your family is. And our family will be together. When we're together, Sacramento is going to be our home, and we're going to embrace that.
So how did we get here? How did we get to this point? Well, it depends where you want to start. The A's have moved before. The franchise began in Philadelphia in 1901, an original member of the American League. It called Kansas City home from 1954 through 1967, and then Oakland until last year when the lease expired at the Coliseum and the team chose to relocate. It's relocating to Las Vegas, but first a stadium needs to be built. And while that's happening, the A's need a place to play. Sacramento. Fox 40's Kirsten Keller takes us back about a year to the announcement of Major League Baseball coming to California's capital city.
Major League Baseball is officially coming to Sacramento, at least for now. After saying goodbye to Oakland, the Athletics have found a temporary home in California's capital before their move to Las Vegas. From ownership's big announcement to players already making their mark on the community, we break down how Sacramento became baseball's newest home. For years, the Oakland Athletics fought to stay in the Bay Area.
Stay in Oakland! Sell the team! Sell the team!
But the writing was on the wall. Last year, A's owner John Fisher made it clear the team was leaving Oakland for good.
At every opportunity, the A's have made increasing demands on Oakland. Instead of working with us, they have announced a land deal in another city.
Then on April 4th, a pivotal moment. John Fisher and Sacramento Kings owner Vivek Ranadive announced a deal that shocked many. The A's would temporarily call Sacramento home before their permanent move to Las Vegas.
Today's announcement marks the next chapter of professional sports in Sacramento.
Months later, history was made at the Coliseum. The Athletics played their final game in Oakland.
And I ask you for one more time to start the greatest cheer in baseball. Let's go, Oakland!
As Sacramento embraces its new team, A's players have already started connecting with the community, appearing at Kings games. I hope the A's get a beam.
I hope we do something like that, yeah, like a Kelly Green beam or something. That'll be dope.
And visiting local schools. But while the A's settle into their temporary home, their future in Las Vegas is already taking shape, with new stadium renderings being released and the expectation that the construction on their Las Vegas ballpark to be completed in time for the 2028 season. In Sacramento, Kirsten Keller, Fox 40 Sports.
Kirsten, thank you. Every time the A's do something this season, they'll be making history. The first insert the blank at Sutter Health Park. The first game, the first win, the first sellout. Who knows? Those could all happen on the same day. The A's have already had their first news conference in Sacramento. And back in December, they announced the largest guaranteed contract in their history, and then they introduced that player in Sacramento, Luis Severino. He was signed to a 2-year deal with a player option for a third, $67 million. It beats the deal Eric Chavez received back in 2004, 6 years, $66 million. Luis Severino is a 2-time All-Star. He spent last season with the Mets, where he was 11-7 with a 3.91 ERA. Before last season, he pitched for the Yankees since 2015. He'll be the A's opening day starter on March 27th.
I mean, at the beginning, yes, we had a lot of questions, about where we were playing, the facility and all that stuff. And they actually, told us about they were building a new facility, training room, clubhouse. And for me, it's not even about the field. It's about the stuff that we have inside, recovery, training room, clubhouse. I'm going to give my 100%. I'm going to be the best pitcher in person and teammate that I can be.
Signing someone with Luis's experience, his ability to be a leader on the field was important to us to sort of take the mound opening day in Sacramento.
The A's are spending money. It's a different A's team than the one we all remember from Moneyball. Granted, that was a long time ago. The movie came out in 2011. The book was written in 2003. They were both about the 2002 A's, who had a 20-game winning streak, and they made the playoffs with a payroll of about $41 million. Now, we should point out the A's have to spend more money this season. If not, they'd open themselves up to a grievance from the Players Union. I doubt Luis Severino's complaining, and he's not the only one with a $60 million contract. The A's also took care of two of their core players. Fox 40's Vanessa Romo with the details.
The Athletics are not only trying to build a new stadium, but build for their future. Earlier this year, the team signed two fan favorites, Brent Rooker and Lawrence Butler, both coming off a great season at the plate. So some could expect some balls to be hit out of the ballpark come opening day.
His last save opportunity, that ball is belted. Lawrence Butler does it again.
It made absolute sense for us to reward him with this contract and continue to build around him and the rest of the guys you see standing here.
Lawrence Butler was all smiles after signing his 7-year, $65.5 million deal with the Athletics.
I feel like I'm just a great example of, just work hard, put your head down, don't listen to outside noise.
Butler was selected in the 6th round of the 2018 MLB draft and touched every level of the A's organization before making a splash last season.
We're all working for the same goal, which is to win World Series and, win a lot of games. So, I feel like if we all combine our talents and, we just keep working, the sky's the limit for the whole organization.
Brent Rooker also cashing in earlier this year.
Really the leader of this team and the face of our offense.
The outfielder signed a 5-year, $60 million extension in January, and rightfully so. Rooker was ranked in the top 10 for home runs, RBI, and slugging percentage last season.
And this team is a very desirable place to play right now for a lot of reasons, mainly because of the group of people that we have involved on a day-to-day basis from top to bottom with this team. I love it here, and I'm excited for the next 5 years.
The team also cemented Mark Kotze's place at the helm. It signed Mark to a 3-year extension with a club option for 2029. Andrew, back to you.
Vanessa, thank you. Yeah, an extension for Mark Kotze, too. Of course, as we all know, you don't have to be the face of the franchise or a core piece to contribute in a 162-game season. You just got to be the right fit. The A's are hoping Gio Urshela is the right fit at third base. They signed him to a 1-year deal, knowing he has a lot of Major League experience. We're here with Gio Urshela, new third baseman for the A's. What prompted you to sign with this team in the offseason?
Really excited to be here. I saw a big opportunity with this team. I saw a lot of talent in this group and a lot of good coaches. I'm really happy to be here, excited for this new opportunity in my career.
So the A's are looking for consistency at third base. I'm sure they told you that. You definitely bring that. You also have a lot of experience, too. What'd you learn last year between Detroit and Atlanta?
Consistency, yeah. I know this team played better last year than the year before. They played the second half really good. Just trying to bring my experience to this team, help the team, the young players to learn how to play the right way and trying to make it to the playoff, too.
So you're not old by any means, but this is a very young team. Do you feel like the old guy on this team?
I don't feel that old, but yeah, I know they got a lot of young guys, but I feel really, really happy to be part of this group.
So you come to a team. Luis Severino is here as well, too. You guys know each other from your time with the Yankees. Have you had conversations like that with him already?
Yeah, for sure. Being the playoff is different. We're trying to bring that culture here and have fun this year and trying to do the best that we can and trying to make this team make it to the playoff.
And speaking of that, if this team makes the playoffs, it's going to do it in a AAA ballpark because this team is playing in Sacramento. That's got to be a new experience for you, right? What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a new experience for sure, but at the end of the day, it's baseball. We play in baseball. It doesn't matter how big is the stadium. We just try to play baseball and win some games.
How familiar are you with Sacramento, California?
No, I haven't been there in my life, I think. No, never. So it's going to be my first time, so I'm really excited for this new city.
Gio Urshela is a career .273 hitter over 9 Major League seasons. Coming up on our countdown to opening day, A's in Sacramento, we catch up with Mason Miller, the A's closer, who was an all-star last season. Plus, Luis Severino, not the only new addition to the starting rotation. We talk with Jeffrey Springs. Next. We're here with Jeffrey Springs, new A's pitcher who came over via trade from the Rays. How'd you find out that you got traded?
Got a call from Neander on a Friday night and said that there was possibly, things that were going to go through depending on, working stuff out logistically. I think they were trying to finalize a little bit with it. Got a call the next morning bright and early, and he's like, it went through, and headed to Sacramento to be a part of the A's organization.
So, yes, Sacramento, and I did want to ask you about that later, but since you brought it up, I'll ask you about that right now. What do you think about playing in Sacramento in a AAA ballpark for the next 3, potentially 4 years?
I mean, from everything I've heard about it, the renovations they've done, the way the city's excited about the team, looking forward to it. Kind of obviously, circumstances are what they are. That's out of our control, and, going to make the most of it. The new clubhouse, I've seen the renovations for it, look amazing. And, they're sinking a lot of money into it, so make it, as major league as possible. So I think it'll be, different. But again, you make it what it is and, make the most of it, and it should be a good time.
On the actual field, Luis Severino was brought in to be the ace of this staff, but you're probably going to be the number 2 pitcher, right? What do you think about the A's pitching staff and I guess what your role specifically is on this team this season?
From what I've seen so far and playing last year, there's a lot of potential, a lot of young guys that have really, really good stuff. So to me, I don't care if it's number 1, number 5 starter. I want to pitch and help us win in any way I can. All the games are just as important.
You have dealt with a couple of injuries in your career. How are you health-wise going into this season?
Great. Finally had a normal all season. Feels like, honestly, the start of 21. I feel good physically, things I'm able to work on in the off season that are important to me to have success on the mound, to be able to pick the ball up in my elbow, feel good and not think twice about it. Coming back last year, there was, ups and downs, obviously, when you're coming back from TJ, but now I feel back to myself, and I'm excited to get going.
Jeffrey Springs is entering his 8th Major League season. The previous 7 were spent with the Rangers, Red Sox, and Rays. The A's will be counting on Springs this year. Not sure which day yet he'll take the mound, but according to MLB.com, these are the 5 starters, not necessarily in this order. After Luis Severino, he's the ace, he's starting opening day. One thing that won't change is who's at the back end of the bullpen, Mason Miller. He was an all-star a year ago. There's no question he's this team's closer. How do you build on an all-star season?
It's just try to follow it up. It's never easy. It never gets easier, but just staying consistent in the work that puts you into the position to have success in the past. Just continuing to hammer into those things that worked well for you.
What worked well for Mason Miller last season were 28 saves and 104 strikeouts in just 65 innings pitched.
I saw his live yesterday. Mason threw the ball great. It's to be expected. I think he sat 97 or 101, so it's always nice to see him come out of the chute and feel good.
It's a unique thing to come into spring training for me, considering past seasons I've been actively trying to make a team.
He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. He didn't have to worry about anything at the All-Star game either. Did you know, at the All-Star game last season, Mason Miller threw a fastball 103.6 miles per hour. That was the hardest thrown pitch in All-Star game history. When it left your hand, did you think it was going to be that fast?
No, not that one. I mean, I spiked it. It was a ball. So usually we say, like, if it's a ball, it doesn't count. But, yeah, I'll take it.
You also got to face Ohtani, too, right? That had to have been a thrill.
Yeah, it always is. You just want to get him out of the box as fast as possible.
He struck out Shohei Ohtani en route to being the winning pitcher for the American League. In that game, he wasn't throwing to Shea Langoliers, but he will a lot this season. Langoliers is the A's everyday catcher, and he doesn't miss a lot of games. Here with Shea Langoliers, catcher for the A's, who you've been durable the last couple of years, right? I think 254 games. Yeah. What's kept you on the field?
Yeah, you do as much as you can to, be healthy every day. I think you fall into the routine that works for you. You stay on top of your eating, your sleep. You take the best care of yourself that you can, and try to be healthy.
So you crouch behind home plate, but obviously you're looking at the entire field. You've got some new pitchers, right? Yeah. What have you seen from Severino? What have you seen from from Springs, and how they can help this team?
Yeah, I think bringing in those veteran type guys is going to be huge for the younger guys. Like I said before, just somebody to look up to and see how they do things that have had a lot of success in this league. But as far as how they've looked in camp, it's been great. It's been awesome getting to know those guys, catching their bullpens, getting to know what they like to do, how their pitches move, stuff like that. It's been awesome.
And for you, what are your personal goals for this season?
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's any specific numbers or anything, but I think it's just continue to build off the momentum I finished with last year, take that next step forward.
What do you think about playing in Sacramento, which is a AAA ballpark? And I know some of your teammates have already been there. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, obviously it's something new. It's exciting. I think the city's pretty pumped up for us to be there. I think they're excited about it. I think the season tickets have already sold out for the season. I think as a whole we're excited about it and excited to play in front of those fans.
Tyler Soderstrom used to be a fan in that ballpark. Now he'll be one of the players, and he'll have his own fans from Turlock. So what's his role on the A's in 2025? We'll talk about that next. Welcome back to our Fox 40 special presentation, Countdown to Opening Day, the A's in Sacramento. If you look at the A's roster, they have players from all over the country and some from outside the country. They also have a handful of players from right here in California, none whose hometown is closer than Tyler Soderstrom. He's from Turlock. It's less than 90 miles away. Soderstrom was a first-round draft pick of the A's back in 2020. He made his major league debut in 2023. He was drafted as a catcher, but he's played a lot of first base with the A's. And manager Mark Kotze has made sure to get him reps at both first and at catcher this spring. His versatility is one of his best attributes.
The one thing that I can say about Tyler is that he's a guy that finished the year, left an impression, and the growth and maturity of Tyler Soderstrom, if you'd asked me 2 years ago if I expected him to be where he's at right now, I probably would have said no.
MLB.com projects that Tyler Soderstrom will be the A's opening day first baseman, but expect to see Seth Brown play a little first base this season as well. Whenever he's not playing the outfield, that is. He does both for the A's, and he was on the field for 124 games in 2024. He hit .231 with 14 home runs and 44 RBI. We're here with Seth Brown, who's listed as an outfielder, but also plays a little bit of first base. So if you had to pick your position, I know you're listed as an outfielder on the roster, but you kind of like both, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I tell Cots every year, wherever you need me to play, man, I play. I don't really favor one position over the other. I'm comfortable at all of them, just outfield spots, first base. It's one of those things where whatever gets me in the lineup, I'll take it.
So everyone talks about how young a team this actually is. What's your take on some of the prospects, like a Jacob Wilson, who's going to come in and probably start right away at shortstop, or a Tyler Soderstrom, who may play first if you're playing the outfield? What do you think about the youth of this team?
I think it's awesome. It's not just, they're young, but physically and the way they go about their business, it's far beyond what their age. Watching them every day, go about their routines. It's pretty special to watch, seeing these young kids come up and what they do in the weight room and stuff they're doing, just in their routines and the routine day just to prep for a game. It's something that most guys, it takes a little while to kind of figure out. But these guys, when they come up, they know exactly what they want and they know how to do it. So it's pretty special.
The outfield group is probably the core of this team. I think everyone would say that, right? You, Blade, Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, who just got that extension. Yep. How close are you guys off the field?
Oh, I mean, we're a pretty close team. Especially the last couple of years, kind of being what we've been through. And when you go through something like that, with a bunch of guys, and you've gone through what we've gone through, it brings you closer as a team. And so all these guys, it's one of the closer clubhouses you'll be a part of. And that doesn't come around too often.
What's the general consensus on playing in Sacramento for the next 3, potentially 4 years?
We're excited. It's kind of one of those things where I was talking to Rook about it, and a couple of guys went down to Sac this offseason and did some things, and we're excited. It seems like the city of Sacramento is really excited about it, and that's pretty cool, and that's pretty special to have. A team coming into something like that. You got the fans excited, and Rook was saying, it's everybody seems to be looking forward to us being there, and that's something that excites us. And being there for 3 years, it's going to be different, obviously, but I think the consensus in the clubhouse is we're all excited.
Welcome back. Rob Manfred visited Sacramento back in January, the commissioner of Major League Baseball. Here's what he said about Sutter Health Park, quote, the ballpark is charming. I do think that fans are going to have an opportunity to see Major League Baseball all season long in a really intimate environment. And I'm hopeful that the whole year is going to be a positive for us. He also said that the community is excited for Major League Baseball in Sacramento, both in the short term and the long term. And he talked about how the A's and the River Cats have worked together throughout this process to, and I'm quoting now, make sure the players have as close to a Major League experience as it can possibly be. Remember, these teams are sharing Sutter Health Park for the next 3 seasons, and the River Cats actually play on that field first in 2025. Their season opener is at home on Friday, March 28th. They begin a 3-game series against Albuquerque. The A's begin their season on the road, March 27th in Seattle. Their first home game is on Monday, March 31st, when they start a 3-game series against the Cubs. The Yankees will be here in May, the Giants will be here in July, and the A's are hoping by August they're still in the hunt for the playoffs. They were 69-93 a year ago, but that's much better than the previous year when they were 50-112. That's it for us on this Fox 40 special presentation. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to watch Fox 40 all summer long for A's coverage in the capital city. Have a great night.